Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that Artesia is a unique place, prime real estate because of its rare qualities. It's a tear in the fabric of time and space that allows visitors to travel the world in a day. Our keynote speaker is a longtime resident of Artesia, a program director at Claremont Lincoln University, which is a graduate online university that works with professionals who want to engage in positive social change. He is a leader in the National Association of Social Workers, regional council representative on the Southern California Association of Governments, the immediate past president of the California Contract Cities Association, and board member to the Southeast Los Angeles County Workforce Development Board. He has been on Artesia City Council since 2007, served as mayor in 2010, and he was most recently appointed mayor for the second time on December 14, 2015. He has served on many internal and external committees, and his priorities as a council member are to engage Artesia residents through town hall meetings, promoting volunteerism, revitalizing the downtown shopping corridor, and stabilizing the city's revenue. Here to deliver the State of the City Address, Artesia's mayor for 2016, Dr. Victor Manalo.
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you so much. I guess I know what it feels like to be the President of the United States. I don't know if I can live up to that introduction, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here this afternoon. Thank you to the Artesia Chamber of Commerce and to the board, and also to Madam President, Dr. Pauline Guo, for inviting me to address all of you here today. I'd like to thank also the Wok N Tandoor restaurant. How'd you like the food this afternoon? Really good? You know, after I was eating my lunch and my eyes started to tear up and I started to sweat, and I realized it was the food. I thought I was nervous about giving the address, and I think it was the spicy food, but it was delicious and I loved it. Also want to, I know they were also already acknowledged here this afternoon, but I want to thank my council colleagues, Mayor Pro Tem Ali Taj, Councilman Tony Lima, and Councilwoman Sally Flowers for being here today. And I would also like to acknowledge, of course I'll acknowledge them later, but also City Manager Bill Rawlings and the management team of the City of Artesia. For all their help, thank you. All their help in putting this together. And I'm also really excited to be able to acknowledge my colleagues from Claremont Lincoln University. I just started working there a couple months ago, but I'm so excited they're here. Dr. Anita Leffel and Dr. Stephanie Varnon Hughes. Also, I wanted to, given the events of this morning when I turned on the news, we're here to talk about some really exciting and wonderful things that are happening today, but I'd also like for us to keep in mind that there are places around the world and there are cities that have specific challenges and mourning and the difficulties that they're going through. So I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this morning. So I am deeply, deeply honored to be serving the city of Artesia as mayor. As was mentioned earlier, this is my second time around, and I was originally elected in 2007. As a matter of fact, that picture was from 2007. It's a little dated, but I think I have a few more gray hairs from that time. But while it's always an honor to be mayor, and certainly was honored my first time, I'm really, really excited this time around because there are so many great things that are happening in the city of Artesia, and I know that you're all here to find out what's going on. There's so many things happening. It's really going to improve the quality of life for everyone here in the city and in the region. And some of the things that we have done in the last 2 or 3 years will be a great benefit to everyone, to our residents, to our businesses, and to our visitors for many, many years to come. We have opportunities and challenges, and the city is leveraging those opportunities skillfully to meeting those challenges squarely. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very pleased to report that the state of the city is good, and it's getting better every single day. Now I feel like the President of the United States. For the last couple of years, the City Council has been able to adopt a city budget that is prudent, frugal, and most importantly, balanced. This is quite amazing since the City Council declared a financial emergency just a few short years ago, with no money dedicated to reserves. After just 2 years, the Council has put into place a committed contingency reserve of over $4.1 million, which is 55% of our budget expenditures. This is a huge improvement from where the city stood when I was first elected in 2007. And it's so important because it provides a critical measure of financial stability to the city's capacity for providing necessary public services. I'm also proud to report that the city has a clean audit of its accounting records. And I'm very proud that the Government Finance Officers Association awarded the city a certificate of achievement for excellence in financial reporting. This is the very first time that the city has received this accolade, and it recognizes the city for how well it reports on the status of its financial condition, and how clear and understandable the city's reports are in disclosing often highly technical financial information. It's hard to read those reports, but it's clear to me, so thank God. This award recognizes the city's strong commitment to producing high-quality, professionally respected financial reports. In this regard, again, I would like to acknowledge City Manager Bill Rawlings and his team for their vital work in preparing our budget, looking for additional revenue sources, and managing our finances. Bill Rawlings and the City Management team, thank you. But we're not stopping there, we're not resting on our laurels. We're investing in much needed new accounting software which will support the implementation of new financial controls and allow the city to harvest savings from the implementation of process efficiencies. That means, basically, we're going to save money. Money that can be reappropriated to public safety, parks programs, and infrastructure maintenance. And so by keeping this very firm hand on spending, we've been able to focus our limited dollars on the city's most critical strategic initiatives, while at the same time improving our most critical and valuable services to our residents. So for example, the city has recently allocated additional funding for public safety. Many people don't know this, but over 40% of our general fund revenue is spent on public safety. That's a large chunk of our budget. But our responsible budgeting has allowed us to create the financial capacity to fund the Sheriff's Training Academy and Regional Services Program, which provides public safety officers to schools for classroom instruction. We've also been able to fund additional specialized training for Artesia deputies. And most importantly, we've been able to allocate targeted resources for deploying additional deputy patrols in the last few months. This has been important to increasing the security of our neighborhoods and our shopping districts. Our Sheriff's Department is committed to keeping the community safe by addressing crime, responding to life and property emergencies, and preparing for disasters. In addition, the city recently updated its disaster plan, and the council will be adopting that plan next month. The Artesia Magazine. How many of you seen the new Artesia Magazine? Yes? People nodding, yeah, absolutely. I didn't recognize it when it came in my mail. It looked so good, I had to look at it and open it up and see what was in there. So as you know, it was recently redesigned, and we've been getting lots of positive feedback about the new look of the Artesia. We continue to build upon our recreation program offerings. So this year, we've added new events to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day, President's Day, and Cesar Chavez Day later this month. And every time I pick up the Artesia Magazine, I see that the events and classes and programs have grown, are expanding, and new ones are being added in every issue of the Artesia. In fact, the city is in the process of launching a new cricket league. Cricket fans in here? All right, yeah. Page 9, check it out. And you know, there's cricket on the TV over there. I don't know if you noticed it. Those of you who don't know, that's cricket over there on TV. All right, so that's very exciting. Now, how many of you have attended Artesia's International Street Fair and Diversity Festival? How many of you say that? Okay, great. So like half of you. So everyone in the back half that didn't raise your hand, okay, you need to come out. This is going to be our third year, and our 2016 festival is going to be even bigger and better than the first two. This festival has become a true showcase of Artesia's diversity and our commitment to inclusion. I'm very proud of that event, and I look forward to seeing all of you there in October. I'm also very proud to announce that on May 5th, 2016, Artesia will be recognizing the National Day of Prayer. And we are convening participants that reflect our city's diversity across cultures, ethnicities, and faith traditions. I want the world to know that the city of Artesia does not just talk about diversity, but it welcomes diversity, and it celebrates diversity. We continue to invest in the rehabilitation or replacement of aging infrastructure in the city. In Northeast Artesia, the city has installed 56 new streetlights and 14 stop signs. The asphalt on 166th Street was rehabilitated with a cake ceiling project. Pedestrians are enjoying a brand new sidewalk along Elaine Avenue. Thank you, Chuck. There's Chuck. Chuck loves the sidewalks. And in fact, the city replaced, not just in Northeast Artesia, but the city repaired 73 sidewalks all over the community. Right, Chuck? That's right. Not the one in front of my house, though. I don't know, does the mayor not have any pull around here, or what? You know, my sidewalks are good repair, so. Last Wednesday, the City Council and staff were thrilled to be out on Pioneer Boulevard at the intersection of 186th Street. Many of you were there. We were welcoming you and the community to the grand reopening of Pioneer Boulevard at our ribbon cutting ceremony. For many years, the city has been gradually moving southward on Pioneer Boulevard with a multi-year capital improvement program. So you saw it, those of you that have been here for a while, you know that it started around Artesia and Pioneer Boulevards, great medians on both Artesia Boulevard and Pioneer, and we're working our way down to the downtown. So we just finished phases 1 and 2 of the improvements between 183rd and 188th Street. This project is large, ambitious, and very, very important to our economic development efforts. How many of you have been out to downtown today, recently? How many have been downtown? Okay, again, everyone in the front half. What about everyone in the back half of the room? Okay, there's some people back there. Okay, good. How many of you, those of you that have been out there, how many of you have been out there at night when the new streetlights come on? Okay, all right. You need to get out there. It's absolutely gorgeous out there. I remember driving by 183rd and noticing the illuminated downtown, and I had to make a U-turn, though it was legal. Right? And I had to go back down Pioneer Boulevard and just drive down Pioneer Boulevard. It took me a half hour to drive down Pioneer Boulevard, but it was nice to, that's a joke. That's an insight. But we want it that way, right? We want people to slow down, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Anyways, the street is much more pleasant. It's beautiful, it's transformative. The city's installed benches, bike racks, lower height decorated lighting and signage. I think that was for me. That's where the mayor had some pull. We have trees planted, it's going to provide, and landscaping, it's going to be very pleasant, very colorful down there. Landscape planters, lots of trash cans, and wide sidewalks. So what's going to happen, those wide sidewalks, it creates a much more pedestrian-friendly environment. The narrowing of the traffic lanes has the effect of naturally slowing the speed at which cars move through the area. And if you were downtown with us last week, you saw that. I mean, we're right there, right on the corner, and it was quiet. Cars were going very slowly. So it really makes it an attractive destination for shoppers and diners and walkers and pedestrians. So the wider sidewalks create an opportunity for restaurants to offer more outdoor dining, which is very attractive to many people. These features have all been designed to encourage shoppers to feel safe and comfortable, to linger, because longer and more frequent visits by diners and shoppers will increase the amount of economic activity in the downtown shopping district. That means more jobs, better pay, ultimately a better life for all Artesians. It's a win-win for everybody. But, you thought that was it? We're not done yet. There will be a third and final phase to this section of Pioneer. So you've all seen that big open area just south of 183rd Street on Pioneer. That project is going to add a unique, one of its kind, pedestrian promenade to the center of the boulevard, where lively events and engagement can occur. We'll see some water features, fountains, maybe a splash pad, a plaza, maybe even a small performance venue. I can see, right? I feel like Karnak the magician. I can see an art show. I can see music festivals. I can see farmers markets. I mean, it's just a wonderful public space. Of course, there'll be more street furniture, more decorative lighting, additional trees and landscaping. So the city's going to plan to recruit destination dining venues that will appeal to all Artesians. Will increase foot traffic, and even add more economic vitality to Pioneer Boulevard's Promenade district. The city is striving for a harmonious mix of fine dining, theme restaurants, maybe a wine bar, that sounds good, restaurants specializing in elegant desserts, preferably chocolate, specialty coffees and teas. It's going to be amazing. And we know that it's going to do amazing things for the city's overall economic development efforts. So these public improvements are being undertaken to encourage and support the private development of a complementary mix of commercial retail, office, and residential uses. The creation of this mix is a proven strategy for increasing economic activity and livability in core commercial areas. And this I know, even they're talking about it everywhere, this type of development. Some people are mentioning to me what are you doing downtown? Well, we're doing what everybody else is doing to try to drive economic activity in their cities. I sit, as mentioned earlier, on the Southern California Association of Governments, which covers all 6 counties in Southern California, and everybody is looking to do what we're doing because they realize it's essential to their economic health. It's a proven strategy, and we know it's working because investors are taking notice. As of today, we have over 30 development proposals in the queue. I don't think we've had 30 development proposals since I've been on the city council. So this is absolutely amazing. You probably heard of some of those proposals: Artesia Live, 7 Leaves Cafe, which is really, I'm really excited about that one because the corner of Norwalk and Artesia Boulevard is going to look great. 7-Eleven, Serenity. City's looking to approve the development of some new hotel rooms in the range of 300 to 400 rooms over the next couple of years. And many of these proposals are coming from international investors who are approaching Artesia from all over the world because we have people that live and work here from all over the world. Under the management of our city manager, Bill Rawlings, the city is offering targeted improvement programs to spur its economic development efforts. It includes a restaurant incentive program, business incentive program, home improvement program, facade improvement program, business recognition program, and North Artesia lot consolidation program. In addition to these programs, the city is supporting an EB5 program to assist investment in the city. Most importantly, our new planning overlay program should bring a lot of economic development to the city because it allows denser, multi-story, mixed-use development in strategic areas of the city. The word is out, ladies and gentlemen. You're the first to know, but the word's already out. Artesia is an incredibly business-friendly place to invest. In fact, the city of Artesia has now been recognized 2 years in a row with an Economic Development Program Award merit by the California Association for Local Economic Development. And for the last 2 years, the city has been a finalist for an Eddie Award, which is awarded by the LA Economic Development Corporation in recognition of LA County's most business-friendly city. We've been nominated again this year. And for those of you who don't really know what the Eddie Awards are, being a finalist for an Eddie is a big accomplishment. Just being nominated is a really big recognition because we get nominated with cities of similar size throughout Los Angeles County. We're hopeful the city will win its first Eddie. I'm hoping soon because we keep showing up. We're always bridesmaids, never bride, but hopefully we'll get it this year. But being nominated 2 years in a row for this recognition is something we're very proud of. So investment isn't just going to Artesia from private investors. We're also doing our part in investing public dollars into our community. Of course, we're all looking forward to the construction of a wonderful $12 million library building to house the good work of Artesia Library. We're so excited. We have a wonderful library. Barbara Nightingale, is Barbara here? She's not here. Is she? I didn't see her today. Anyways, as you know, the current library is very tiny, but it happens to be one of the most used libraries in the county of Artesia. Isn't that correct, Sally? Yeah. What did I say? Yeah, we should be a county, but Aaron, don't say anything to your boss. So yeah, it is the most used library in the whole county system. So we deserve to have a state-of-the-art library, and we want to thank, Aaron, you can tell your boss this, we want to thank Supervisor Don Knabe for his generosity and for thinking about Artesia. It's such a great gift. It's scheduled to open to the public at the end of 2017. So if you drive down Elaine Avenue on the east side of Artesia Park, you'll see the fences are up and things are already moving over there. In addition, we have 3/4 of a mile of abandoned MTA railroad corridor that we are repurposing. We plan on making that land usable for biking and walking, in addition to providing added green space for the community. We're in the design phase for the first half-mile stretch of that project. Norwalk Boulevard is slated for an upgrade, and I'm glad because I keep telling everybody that complains to me about driving down Pioneer, I say go down Norwalk. So I'm glad we're going to upgrade Norwalk. We're improving it in a manner similar to South Street, so we're going to be resurfacing the asphalt, installing medians, and putting up new signage. Once we accomplish this, we will have updated all the city's main arterial roadways. The city is also currently negotiating a development agreement for a downtown parking structure at Corby Avenue and 186th Street, where our current parking lot is. So that's going to be awesome for all of our parking needs in the downtown area. Echo Rapid Transit, formerly known as Orange Line Development Authority, recently chose Artesia as a location for its first ever transportation summit. We had it here in Artesia at Portuguese Hall. Senator Mendoza was there, a huge advocate for Echo Rapid Transit. We were chosen because of two reasons. One, we're going to have a station in Artesia on that Echo Rapid Transit line. It'll be the first and the last stop on the line. And of course, our reputation and our city manager's reputation as economic development professionals and business-friendly environment, that's what led Echo Rapid Transit to the city of Artesia. The goal of Echo Rapid Transit is to link economic development and transportation in a 40-mile corridor from Bob Hope Airport in Burbank through downtown Los Angeles to its southeastern terminus in the city of Artesia. The southern corridor is highlighted by the West Santa Ana Branch Corridor Project, which is one of 12 Measure R transit projects. This project has the potential to carry more than 70,000 riders per day on 20 miles of public rail line stretching from Artesia to Union Station with stops along the way in nearly a dozen cities. God, how awesome would that be? That'd be like 2 blocks from my house. I can see it now. Walking from my house to the Artesia station, going down to Union Station, and then connecting to Claremont. I think I can do that, right? Yeah, absolutely. Stephanie's saying yes, so yes, I can do that. The Artesia station is expected to draw ridership from the surrounding communities and from Orange County as well. And since the city is leveraging the West Santa Ana Branch Transit Corridor project to spark transit-oriented development interest from both domestic and international investors. That's a big buzz term right now, transit-oriented development. Developers are looking to develop around places where there are major train stations. And you'll see that even now on some of the new rail lines that are being constructed. Wherever there's a station, there's a lot of development happening around there. So that's what we're looking for. As always, our progress continues to be the result of collective effort on the part of our elected and appointed officials, employees, local and regional partners, business leaders, and many, many volunteers. Looking ahead to the projects before us, I can be confident that the results of our work will serve as a solid foundation for building a strong and prosperous future for the community of Artesia. So, those are big things, right? Yes, absolutely. Big accomplishments, big plans, big ambitions for our community.
What about security?
Excuse me?
Security.
Yes, we'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to finish up and then we're going to have time for question and answers. Great. This year, I want to reaffirm my deep commitment to expanding and supporting community involvement as we move forward. I'm always looking for opportunities to expand engagement with Artesia residents through community meetings, the mayor's business lunches, promoting volunteerism, and other outreach efforts. For example, we had a Park and Recs needs assessment survey, which you can still participate in if you go online. Go to our city webpage and you'll find that. So with this in mind, you all know that I'm an educator, right? So we have to do something education-oriented in the city. So I'm pleased to announce that this year, the city's going to launch a new program that we're calling, wait for it, the Resident Academy. Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be a big, layout here. I told Bill I wasn't going to look at the slides lest I be distracted. So, yes, the Resident Academy. Exciting. I can tell you're all really excited. The reason why we're having this academy is this. I did not know what the city did until I was appointed to the Planning Commission. Right? And I have to thank State Senator Tony Mendoza when he was on the council. I think he spoke to a couple people and said, you got to appoint this guy to the Planning Commission. And I was appointed to the Planning Commission. But when I was on the commission, I really recognized everything that the city council and the city staff does, everything that they do that affects the quality of life in my own neighborhood. And when I realized that, I said, I feel like I should be contributing to what's going on in my city. So this Resident Academy is a chance for all Artesians to engage with your city government by learning how city government works and how you can contribute to the governance of the city. There's a misconception that voting is the only thing that you need to do. And I know everyone in this room knows otherwise, but voting is not the only thing that you need to do to be a part of governance of the city. Because it's really three parts. It's the council, it's the city manager and city management team and city staff, and it's the constituents, right? All three have to work together to improve the quality of life in our city. So by coming to this academy, you'll learn how city government works, and you'll be able to engage with us, engage the city government so that you can participate and make your contribution to the quality of life in our city. We're going to make this Resident Academy fun, interesting, inspiring. It's going to be a great opportunity to meet not only the city staff and your council members and your mayor, but it'll be a great opportunity to meet other people who also want to learn about what's going on in the city and want to make those contributions as well. We're going to post the information on the city's website as soon as all of this comes together. We'll make sure the chamber has the information to disseminate to its members, and I look forward to welcoming you to the Resident Academy sometime in the next few months. Also, I want to invite those of you here to join Team Artesia Volunteer Corps. It's a central hub for volunteers and civic leaders to get together and give back to the community. Now, each of you here signs up for Team Artesia. We potentially have hundreds of volunteers. So we provided CPR classes, first aid classes, CERT classes, and I'd love to see these volunteers to be able to serve as first responders in the event of a disaster. That's one of the things that I want to focus on this year is to prepare ourselves as a city for, God forbid, any disasters that occur in the city. Because the reality is, if you're going to call the sheriff's department and fire department when a major disaster occurs, they're going to be tied up in other places. So we're going to have to be ready to take care of ourselves and take care of our own. So ladies and gentlemen, during this next year as mayor, I intend to spearhead community outreach initiatives that will ensure our diverse voices, values, and viewpoints are brought to bear on the important opportunities and challenges that face our city. It's been my pleasure and my honor to be able to share with you this afternoon all of the robust and resilient state of the city of Artesia. I value your interest and your participation and your engagement with the city of Artesia, and I look forward to working with all of you this year. Thank you very much.